Flagship killer. This has been a term used by phone companies to represent phones that are significantly more affordable than flagships but can compete based on specs and performance. Today we're taking a look at the Redmi K30 Pro or possibly the Poco F2 Pro to see if it can live up to its designation as another flagship killer in 2020. Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Janos, creator of Pinoy Tech Dad. In this video, I'm gonna do my best to share as much information as I can about the Redmi K30 Pro so you'll be able to decide whether this should be your next phone. If you want to see an unboxing video, I recommend you click the link up on the right corner. Now, the one that I got is the white variant, which looks stunning in person. Its white glossy back panel just looks so pristine, and what's great about this colorway is that it somehow hides the fingerprint smudges. This year, Redmi has implemented a circular orientation for the K30 Pro's quad camera setup as compared to last year's vertical orientation. Now, the camera has a slight bump, but this can easily be leveled out with a phone case. At the bottom, you'll find a single down-firing speaker, a USB Type-C port, and the dual SIM card slot. At the top, you get the headphone jack, the pop-up camera, and an infrared blaster. And since the K30 Pro sports a pop-up camera, this means you get a glorious infinite screen with no notches or punch holes. Then at the right side, you'll find a red power button and the volume buttons. The Redmi K30 Pro comes with Android 10 with the MIUI 11 overlay. Now, MIUI 11 comes with the pre-installed default apps for video, music, and its own browser, among other apps. All three of these are not as good as third-party options, so definitely check out other Android apps. But since this doesn't have a global version yet, you'll have to install Google Play first. And this can easily be done by going to the Mi App Store and simply searching for Google Play. You do get a lot of pre-installed Chinese apps, but most of them can be easily uninstalled. And as always, if you don't prefer the overall feel of the MIUI, you can install a third-party launcher. In my case, I always use the Nova launcher in all of my phones. Buttery smooth. That's how I would describe my experience so far with the Redmi K30 Pro when it comes to overall performance. The Snapdragon 865 processor ensures that the Redmi K30 Pro performs all of your daily tasks without any hitch. Also, I did an Antutu benchmark and it even surprisingly beat the Mi 10 Pro, which is a good testament that the Redmi K30 Pro can definitely compete with the flagship level phones. Last year's Redmi K20 Pro was equipped with high-res audio certification, and this year's Redmi K30 Pro continues that trend. However, unlike last year's model, the Redmi K30 Pro does not have an on or off toggle for high-res audio option. As for its speakers, well, don't expect too much from it. It's a single down-firing speaker, which means it's not gonna be that good. Now here's a quick sample compared to the Mi 10 Pro's dual speaker setup. The screen on the Redmi K30 Pro is absolutely gorgeous. It's a 6.67-inch Super AMOLED screen that has a full HD resolution. However, the Redmi K30 Pro only has a 60Hz screen refresh rate. Now, this is where I'm sure a lot of people will have second thoughts about getting the Redmi K30 Pro. But let me just give some perspective for you guys. We've had 60Hz refresh rate phones for the longest time, and you guys never complained about it before. I understand that 90Hz or even 120Hz is such a cool feature right now, but it is not a necessity. Trust me, after you get used to a fast refresh rate, you'll quickly forget it even exists. And aside from that, mobile games are not even utilizing 90Hz or 120Hz refresh rates yet, as it would drain your battery a lot faster. So hopefully this puts you at ease when it comes to your apprehension about having a 60Hz display in 2020. Now going back to the screen, the colors look punchy and lively even at default settings. But just like the Mi 10 Pro, you can switch to sRGB mode or DCI-P3 if you want to accurately calibrate your colors. Also, since this is an AMOLED screen, the Redmi K30 Pro supports the always-on display feature, which you can customize to your liking. Lastly, it has an under-screen fingerprint scanner, which is weirdly placed at a higher position compared to other phones that I've tried before. Now, underneath the Redmi K30 Pro's camera module is the Sony IMX686 sensor. It runs a 64-megapixel wide-angle lens, a 5-megapixel telephoto macro lens, a 13-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens, and a 2-megapixel depth sensor. At the front, you have a 20-megapixel pop-up camera. Now, I know a lot of you just want to see camera samples, so here you go. Overall, I really think the Redmi K30 Pro's cameras perform superbly. If you want to see a camera comparison between the K30 Pro and the Mi 10 Pro, I'll put a link up on the right corner. Also, do check out the comment section where I'll drop a Google Drive link for the samples I've used in this video. With a Snapdragon 865 processor, the Redmi K30 Pro will gobble up any game you throw at it. I played several hours of Mobile Legends, COD Mobile, and PUBG on it, and while the back panel got warm, performance remained consistent. Now, I understand some of you want a standalone gaming test, and I will try to come up with one for you guys. As for emulators, well, you can check out my Snapdragon 865 emulator test linked up on the right corner. The Redmi K30 Pro basically performs just as good as the Mi 10 Pro when it comes to emulation. At 4,700 mAh of battery capacity, you'll be able to use the Redmi K30 Pro for a full day. I consistently got about 9 hours of screen on time during my usage. The Redmi K30 Pro also comes with a 33-watt fast charging capability, and from my usage, charging time from single-digit battery percentage up to 100% takes about an hour and 10 minutes. Now, unlike flagship phones, the Redmi K30 Pro doesn't have a wireless charging feature. Now, some reviewers have speculated that one of the factors that raised the Mi 10 Pro's price from last year's Mi9 is its 5G connection. However, here's the Redmi K30 Pro with a 5G connection at a much lower price. So that should dispel any notion that putting 5G in a phone is expensive. In addition, the Redmi K30 Pro also has the latest Wi-Fi protocol, which is the Wi-Fi 6, denoted by its code AX. And the Redmi K30 Pro also has Bluetooth 5.1, which means it has the new direction finding feature, and this allows Bluetooth devices to figure out the precise location of a device down to the centimeter. Now, when it comes to phone signal, here in the Philippines, I've never had any issues with China version phones from Xiaomi, including the Redmi K30 Pro. But for those in other countries, I recommend that you check out the available network bands first before you decide to purchase one. Now in this portion, I'll share some tidbits about the Redmi K30 Pro that some reviewers might have overlooked. First, the Redmi K30 Pro that I got already has a pre-installed screen protector, which you can definitely use if you're not planning on getting a tempered glass. Second, the Redmi K30 Pro has a Widevine Level 1. This means you'll be able to stream Full HD quality on Netflix and Amazon Prime. Third, you can customize the LED light and the sound on the pop-up camera. Fourth, if you need a universal remote, the Redmi K30 Pro has you covered, as its infrared blaster can control most popular devices with an infrared sensor. Fifth, the Redmi K30 Pro has UFS 3.1, but it's only available for variants above the base model. So if you choose the base model, you'll only get UFS 3.0. Sixth, the haptic feedback vibration is much improved compared to last year's K20 Pro or the Mi 9T Pro. It doesn't have the cheap vibration feel anymore, as it tries to emulate the haptic feedback of the Mi 10 Pro. If you've been following my channel for a while now, this is what I always say about phones or other gadgets in general. Nothing is perfect. With that said, here are a few things I don't like about the Redmi K30 Pro. Now let's start with the obvious. There's no memory card slot. For a lot of you, this is a real deal breaker. And what's more aggravating is that the regular Redmi K30 had an expandable memory. Next, let's discuss the fingerprint sensor positioning. At first, I thought I was just mistakenly placing my thumb while trying to unlock the Redmi K30 Pro, but after putting it side by side with the Mi 10 Pro, it was so obvious that the fingerprint scanner was positioned way higher than normal, making it a little awkward trying to unlock it. Lastly, the free phone case that it comes with should never ever be included in any phone. It's slippery and gets easily scratched, making it basically useless. Now, as for the 60Hz refresh rate, lack of waterproof rating, and the lack of wireless charging, I have zero complaints about those, as I feel like those are essential omissions to keep the price down of the Redmi K30 Pro. So as of the time of this review, the Redmi K30 Pro is the most affordable phone you can get with a Snapdragon 865 processor. And if you get the non-base model, you even get the UFS 3.1 version, which most flagship phones don't even have. That's just crazy. And for its price, you can almost overlook all of its shortcomings, including the 60Hz refresh rate. So let's make it official. The Redmi K30 Pro is absolutely 100% guaranteed a flagship killer level phone in 2020. It is definitely worthy of being called a flagship killer because it has the specs of a flagship phone but the price of a high-end mid-range phone. I really think Xiaomi or Redmi has another best seller in the making with the Redmi K30 Pro or the Poco F2 Pro. But the question is this phone for you? Well, if you have an older phone from 2018 or earlier, absolutely. But if you already have a Redmi K20 Pro or the Mi 9T Pro, I don't think there's enough improvements on the Redmi K30 Pro to merit an annual upgrade. This phone is definitely perfect for those looking to upgrade to the Snapdragon 865 processor without breaking the bank. And by the way, if you guys want to see how the Redmi K30 Pro stacks up against a real flagship, do subscribe to my channel, as I am making a comparison between the Mi 10 Pro and the Redmi K30 Pro. Now, before I truly end this video, if you want more tech content, do check out my friends from the Gadget Gang, Sulit Tech Reviews, and Gadget Sidekick. And as always, I'll put links where you can get the Redmi K30 Pro in the description box. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell button so you can watch more videos like this in the future. That's it for today, guys. Keep safe and have a great day.